What's up, everybody? It is Broken Havoc here, right here on the Broken Havoc podcast, here for my SummerSlam 2021 pay-per-view predictions video. Yeah, so we got SummerSlam this Saturday, of course, live from Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. I think it's going to be a pretty good show. SummerSlam has been hyped for months now. We got John Cena versus Roman Reigns, which I definitely think that match is going to be freaking bonkers. I'm really excited for that match. A lot of people say that the build can be a little bit better, which I agree, but I was fine with what I got in my opinion. But I will say this, the SmackDown side of the SummerSlam card is 100 times, if not 1,000 times better than the Raw side of the card. I'm just being 100% honest. Nothing on the Raw side of the card interests me at all for SummerSlam. Not even Goldberg versus Lashley. Goldberg versus Lashley is going to be a train wreck. That match is only going to last 3 freaking minutes. I guarantee you, 3 minutes or less. I will be shocked if it goes longer than 3 minutes because Goldberg does not go over 3 minutes. The last time he went like at least 10 minutes was that match he had with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, which I will say that was a freaking awesome match back in 2017 against Lesnar at WrestleMania 33. But before I get on with my predictions video, of course, my bad. Just a reminder, the Broken Havoc podcast is going live this Saturday for the first time on YouTube. Of course, right after SummerSlam, right after the pay-per-view, I'm going to be going live on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that live stream. Not only that, be on the lookout for my live stream right after the All Out pay-per-view Sunday, September 5th. I'm really excited for this. This is the first time I'm taking the Broken Havoc podcast live right here on YouTube. So be on the lookout for these live streams. It's going to be awesome. First time taking these live, and be on the lookout for these live streams. So now back to my SummerSlam predictions. Now the first match we got of the evening is the U.S. title match. We got Damien Priest going up against Sheamus for the U.S. heavyweight title. I was acting like Tony Schiavone there because I added the word heavyweight. But we got Damien Priest versus Sheamus for the U.S. title. What are my thoughts on this match? It's not going to be a bad match. Damien Priest has been feuding with frickin' Miz and Morrison since January, and you expect me to be interested in this match with Sheamus and with this match with Sheamus and Damien Priest. And Sheamus as the U.S. champion has really done nothing for Sheamus. Let's be straight up. It has done absolutely nothing. I have been completely uninterested and uninvested in Sheamus's character. I think, it's kind of stale, and, I feel like he should just reinvent himself again. I'm sorry. This whole gimmick that Sheamus has, I don't like. I'm not really interested in it. Who do I think is going to be winning in this match? It's a no-brainer. I think Damien Priest is going to get his first title win on the main roster. Of course, he was a former North American champion in NXT, but I think he's going to be winning the U.S. title this Saturday at SummerSlam. I think it's not going to be a bad match. I just don't care about it at all. But who is my pick for this match? Damien Priest. Our next matchup is RK Bro, consisting of Randy Orton and Riddle, going up against AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This match was just announced on Raw this past Monday. Overall thoughts on this match. Look, Raw is a terrible show, and they've been centering for the past 2 weeks. They've been centering it around Randy Orton and Riddle. Of course, Riddle wanting to be in a tag team once again with Randy Orton, and of course RK Bro is finally back together. But Raw is a terrible show. AJ and Omos, look, it was interesting maybe for like the first week or the first month, I should say, but like, I'm gonna be honest, I really want AJ Styles to be back in the main event scene. I'm tired of seeing him in the tag team title scene. He shouldn't even be in the tag team title scene. WWE does not even have actual tag teams. Let's be straight up. They just put two wrestlers together. Boom, you got a tag team. That's WWE's mentality. Unlike in AEW and in other promotions, they got actual tag teams. NXT, they got actual tag teams. But when it comes to AJ and Omos, look, Omos is great for a big man. He's not bad. But, I mean, if they do ever split AJ away from Omos, what is Omos going to be doing? That's the question I'm going to be asking you, the viewer. But I mean, who knows what's going to happen? What do I think? That's going to happen here? I do think that Randy Orton and RK Bro, and Riddle, I should say, RK Bro is going to be going over, and they will win the titles because of the fact that they're extremely over with the crowd, and the crowd went apeshit when they both hugged in the middle of the ring this past Monday on Raw. No brainer. I think RK Bro is going to walk out of Allegiant Stadium with the Raw Tag Team titles. Next match, and this next match, I am not excited for, and I know you watching this particular video is absolutely not excited for either. You're not excited for this. I know you're not. Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. Yes, Eva Marie is going to be wrestling this Saturday at SummerSlam. Yes, I said that right. She's going to be wrestling this Saturday at SummerSlam. What are my thoughts on this? This match, I should say, I don't even want to call it a match, but let's be straight up. I mean, this match is going to be the worst match on the card. Everybody's going to boo the hell out of this match. This match is absolutely going to be absolutely terrible. I mean, the WWE can have a scenario in which, Doudrop can just enter in the ring and just wrestle for Eva Marie. Who knows? But, as the card says, it's Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss, the supernatural Alexa Bliss using Bray Wyatt's gimmick. And no, it is not Alexa Bliss's fault. Do not blame it on Alexa Bliss, please. Yes, she's the one using the gimmick, and I think it's messed up that she's using the gimmick because WWE just gave the gimmick to her, but do not blame it on Alexa Bliss. Blame management. Besides that, what are my thoughts on this match? This match is going to be absolutely horrible. The crowd is going to just have "We want Wyatt" chants like we had for the past couple of weeks. The crowd had every time ever since Bray Wyatt got released from the WWE. You had, when Alexa Bliss came out in that gimmick, you had the fans chanting "We want Wyatt," and WWE tried desperately to edit out those chants because they've been doing it the entire time. With the whole CM Punk stuff and, with Bray Wyatt getting released, fans have really been hijacking Raw, especially. And they tried so hard to literally erase that and just try to edit out the crowd because WWE don't care what you want. They care about the cash that, goes in their pockets. They don't care about what you want. But what are my thoughts? Who do I think is going to be winning this match? I mean, I don't see Eva Marie going over at all. I don't even see her working well. I'm going to be straight up. This is not a personal knock on Eva Marie. I'm just saying I'm not invested in Eva Marie. I don't think anybody's invested in Eva Marie. The whole evolution thing is just, nobody cares about. In my opinion, look, not a knock on Eva Marie. I'm just saying she's not a good wrestler. I mean, she can't even wrestle in my opinion. That's just me. Not only that, she's just not good at all. And, I don't think she's going over. Alexa Bliss, I think she's going over, but let's be honest, nobody cares about this match, and this match is going to be the worst match on the SummerSlam card. So my pick for this terrible match, Alexa Bliss. All right, we got Nikki ASH going up against Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match. Another match that nobody cares about at all. Overall thoughts on this whole match as a whole. I think that, the whole build up to this match was really dumb. I mean, you basically gave the whole match away in the span of 4 weeks with 2 matches with Charlotte and Nikki ASH on Raw. And then the next 2 weeks, you had Nikki ASH go up against Rhea Ripley. One match ended in a DQ, and the other match ended where Rhea Ripley just beat Nikki ASH clean. Now, AEW kind of did this in a way with Omega and Christian, but I felt like it made sense because of the fact that the Impact title is on the line, not the AEW title. And not only that, Christian has a history in Impact. I talk about that on my Raw review. And not only that, Omega is a heel. In this case, Nikki ASH is a babyface, and she lost clean to Charlotte, and she lost clean to Rhea Ripley. I do not like this gimmick that Nikki ASH has. I think it's a really bad gimmick. Not a knock on Nikki Cross. I'm just saying I don't like the gimmick at all. I think it's a joke. If you told the viewer that hasn't watched WWE or wrestling in general ever since WCW closed, and you show them this, they're going to be like, this is why I don't watch wrestling anymore. What is the reason why the wrestling audience has drifted away for the past 20 years? stuff like this. I'm going to be straight up with you. Nikki ASH, this is not a knock on Nikki Cross. I think she's a fantastic wrestler. But the character, forget about it, man. I don't like the character. The character is absolutely horrible. I'm just speaking facts. I don't like the character at all. From the first moment she popped up on the screen, I cringed. I was like, what the hell am I watching? Like, I'm being straight up. It's just, I'm not a big fan of it. Yes, it can be over with the crowd. And yes, if it's over, I will say it's over with the crowd. And I can't say anything else. But, like, if it's over, it's over. But as a viewer that has been watching wrestling for like 10 years, I'm not really a fan of this type of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of crazy characters in wrestling. Of course, like, the Hurricane, of course, Shane Helms, you got Undertaker, but I feel like Undertaker is extremely respected, and his character is just so great that you believe what he's saying. With Nikki ASH, I feel like she's just playing a character. That is just my opinion. Not a knock on Nikki ASH or Nikki Cross. I'm just not a big fan of the character. But, who do I think is going to be going over in this match? I don't think Nikki Cross is winning this. You honestly think Nikki Cross is winning this? They're giving another belt to Charlotte. Guaranteed you. They're giving another belt to Charlotte. My prediction, I don't want it to happen, but Charlotte Flair is going to walk out of Las Vegas with the Raw Women's Championship. We got Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, one match that I'm extremely excited to see because I watched this match live at WrestleMania in Tampa. It was a really awesome match. I only attended WrestleMania Night 1. I didn't attend Night 2, but I attended Night 1, and this was the main event for Night 1. This was a really good match. I really enjoyed the match. I felt like the build could be a little bit better. For this build, for the match that they're going to be having at SummerSlam, I feel like the build could have been a little bit better for Bianca and Sasha because of the fact that, they made Sasha return way too late. In my opinion, they brought out Sasha way too late, like 3 or 2 weeks before the actual pay-per-view. Not only that, another thing is the fact that, they had the whole Rolling Loud thing going on, and yes, the crowd was absolutely dead, but if you had brought out Sasha at Rolling Loud and attack Bianca, that would have been great. Or I could go even further back and, in the first show with the live crowd for SmackDown, you should have brought back Sasha Banks right on that first show when, the crowds came back for SmackDown. But that did not happen. We got Sasha Banks like 2 or 3 weeks ago returning, acting like, she is the best friend. She should have just went immediately for the attack. That's what they should have done, but instead they didn't do that. Instead, they did this whole thing with Sasha Banks pretending to be Bianca Belair's friend and stuff, which kind of makes Bianca Belair dumb. It kind of makes her character dumb. But in my opinion, that's the way that WWE does things when it comes to a babyface and a heel. It's a typical WWE style of booking, and I think that they should have brought back Sasha a little bit earlier. But with this match, I mean, I still think they're going to absolutely kill it on the show. I think it's going to be really good to see what goes down in this match. What are my thoughts? Who do I think is going to be going over? As much as I'm a fan of Bianca Belair, and she's been doing great in my opinion as SmackDown Women's Champion, the booking could have been a little bit better, but I mean, she's not a bad champion in my opinion. I think Sasha's going to take the belt off of her. I think, it's rightfully so. I feel like the one person to take the belt off of Bianca is Sasha Banks, and I feel like they're going to have a series of matches after that. Maybe they can have a blow-off match, maybe at, maybe a Survivor Series or something like that. Who knows what can happen? But my pick for this match, Sasha Banks, 100%. Sasha Banks is definitely going to beat Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship this Saturday at SummerSlam. We got the Usos going up against the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic Mysterio. The way WWE books tag teams is really ludicrous to me. I do not like the way WWE books tag teams because of the fact that, if they book a tag team match for the pay-per-view, we've seen it with them, with the Usos and the Mysterios. 1 week we had Jey Uso go up against Dominic. Then the next week Jey Uso went up against Rey. And then the next week Jimmy Uso went up against Dominic. And then the next week Jimmy Uso went up against Rey. That style of booking doesn't make any sense because of the fact that it's just lazy booking. If it has a story there's no story behind it. by the way. You can do this whole family versus family dynamic, but let's be straight up. Did they ever mention that? I mean, maybe the commentators, but, like, did they ever really mention that? I don't think so. And not only that, I mean, like, again, I take it back to Kenny Omega and Christian Cage. The reason why that match happened, in my opinion, it made sense because of the fact that the Impact title is on the line. They had this whole Forbidden Door thing going on, so it makes the perfect sense. And, Christian is basically, they're telling the story that Christian, he did beat Omega for the Impact World title, but it's going to be even harder because the AEW World title is the more important title for Omega. But in this case, there's only one batch of titles, and it's the tag titles. And they're giving away series of matches in a span of 4 weeks, and it's just lazy booking. You know what I mean? AEW, I feel like, did that scenario right. And the reason why I crap on WWE for this style of booking is because of the fact that they do it all the time. AEW does not do this style of booking when it comes to their tag teams. They book different matches every week. You don't get rematches every freaking week on Dynamite, but you get hella rematches on both Raw and SmackDown, especially Raw. SmackDown, I will give it an exception, but I will say we still get rematches on SmackDown, and it's not good booking. You have to change that philosophy of booking. That philosophy of booking is absolutely insane. If you're gonna do rematches, only do one rematch, but don't do 3 or 5 rematches in a row. And when it comes to, like, singles matches, when it comes to the tag team scene, you got to stop with that. I hate that style of booking because it's lazy and it's just repetitive, and we see it in every freaking tag team feud leading to a pay-per-view. But what are my thoughts on this match? I think it's going to be a great match. I mean, their match at Money in the Bank and the kickoff was really good. Came off out of nowhere that the Usos won the tag titles, and a lot of people were kind of happy about it, but at the same time, kind of on the fence about it, and rightfully so, because, of course, Jimmy Uso did get arrested for DUI. And a lot of people were like, you're basically rewarding this guy, which I understand their frustration. But, I mean, they really want to push this whole bloodline faction with Roman Reigns and the Usos. And who do I think is going to be winning this match? I mean, this match is going to be awesome. The Usos are absolutely going to kill it. Dominic is going to look great. Rey Mysterio is also going to look great, as he always does. But the Usos are going to be MVPs of this whole match, in my opinion. Who do I think is going to be winning this match? The Usos are going to be retaining their SmackDown Tag Team titles. All right. After that, we got Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, former jobbers, former 3MB members. This match, I'm going to be honest, I do not care about this match at all. I think this match is absolutely terrible. Nobody's going to care about this match. For, like, we've had like 3 or 2 weeks in a row, Veer and Shanky go up against McIntyre. I don't even remember the matches that they had. Keep in mind, like, mostly everything on Raw is completely uninteresting because of how bad the show is booked and because of the bad the show is itself. But who do I think is going to be winning this match? I mean, the babyface is going to be going over. Drew McIntyre is absolutely 100% going to be going over in this match. There's no reason as to why Jinder Mahal is going to be going over in this match. Veer and Shanky are banned. Great, but Drew McIntyre is going over in this match. That's that. I honestly do not care about this match whatsoever. I think this match, it's not going to be a bad match. WWE has made me completely uninvested in that match, like they do with a lot of the undercard. And one of the reasons why a lot of people praise NXT was because of the fact that their takeovers from top to bottom, every match from top to bottom meant something. And if you watch AEW, they do that too. Even if it's for a match that you don't really give a shit about, they try to make you care about the match. When it comes to WWE, they don't try to really make you care about the match. They only want you to care about the main event and the main event alone. With AEW, every single match is important. Even if the undercard is kind of stale to you and you're like, I'm not really interested in, like this one match in the undercard, at least they try extremely hard to make you care about it. But that's that. I think McIntyre is going to be going over in this match. I mean, I don't think Mahal is going over. Like, Jinder Mahal, really, I'm not really the biggest fan of Jinder Mahal. All right, we got another match that I'm extremely excited for because the build was just so great. Edge versus Seth Rollins. This match is going to be awesome. Edge and Seth Rollins are going to be killing it. They're going to kill it, absolutely. Edge, for his age, is amazing in the ring. Seth Rollins, of course, he's one of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world today. Not the best. The best goes to Kenny Omega, but Seth Rollins is one of the best in-ring performers in the ring. at me. I do not care. I said that straight up. He is one of the best in-ring performers in the history of this business. But we got Edge and Seth Rollins this Saturday at SummerSlam. This is going to be a really awesome match to see. They're going to tear the house down. I feel like this match is going to be, Cena and Reigns is going to definitely be a show stealer. But this match is going to be like the definite show stealer. I feel like this is going to be the Macho Man and Steamboat match. I think this match is going to be absolutely epic because of the fact that both guys work absolutely well, and the build for this match is like the best build. Reigns and Cena, the build could have been better. I was fine with the build, in my opinion. It was not that bad of a build, but I do agree with a lot of people, the build could have been a little bit better. But, Edge and Seth Rollins, I feel like their build was really good. They're taking back, what happened back in 2014. They're bringing in continuity, finally, because WWE does not do that all the time. They love breaking their own rules. But they actually mentioned the whole, Seth was about to curve stomp him in 2014, and he didn't get the job done, and he will get the job done this Saturday at SummerSlam. He's been talking about that. The build-up was just absolutely great. Both Edge and Seth Rollins were cutting really good promos these past few weeks on SmackDown. It's going to be really good to see. This is going to be an awesome match. I definitely do think it's going to be a show stealer. It's going to be a back-and-forth type match. And who do I think is going to be winning this match? That's a toughie. That's a really tough question. Both guys I'm big fans of. But I honestly do not know who is going to be winning this match. This match is going to be great. But, I do have that belief that Seth Rollins would eventually go over. One part of me thinks Seth Rollins is going over, and then the other part of me thinks Edge is going over. If I had a pick, this is one match I really don't know what's going to happen. I feel like it would make sense for Seth Rollins to go over because, he's already elevated. This guy's already a main eventer. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Edge winning, which I would be totally fine with as well. I think the babyface is going to be going over in this match. My pick for this is going to be Edge. I think Edge is going to be winning this match. These are one of these matches that I really don't know what's going to happen and what the outcome is going to be, but I do think Edge is going to be winning this match. And then we got the Raw main event, one half of the main event for SummerSlam. We got Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE champion, Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. Overall thoughts on this match, Goldberg, whatever. We all know this match is not going to last long. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE eventually booked Goldberg to win the WWE title. Look what they did with The Fiend back at the Saudi Arabia show. They completely had Goldberg completely bury this guy in Saudi Arabia in just 2 seconds, And what are my thoughts? I do have that belief that Lashley will eventually win, but I have a small feeling that WWE is just going to go the opposite route and just put the belt on Goldberg because of the fact that they know we want to pop a huge rating for Raw, so let's put the belt on Goldberg. But it makes the most sense for Lashley to win this match. So my pick for this main event, Bobby Lashley. And now we got our main event of the evening. This match is absolutely going to kill it. The match that everybody has been wanting to see. John Cena versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Of course, John Cena chasing number 17. And you got the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Of course, the only good thing on WWE television right now. And by far the full package. Right now, the top guy in pro wrestling. Him and Kenny Omega are the two top wrestlers in the world of pro wrestling right now. But we're going to be talking about this match as a whole. We got John Cena versus Roman Reigns. A lot of people want Cena to win that number 17. So if he beats number 17, he eventually beats Ric Flair's record of 16-time world champion. And we also got Roman Reigns, who I feel like it's the most sense for Roman Reigns to beat John Cena in this scenario. You know why? Because of the fact that it elevates Roman Reigns as a freaking killer. Yes, he is the heel, but you're going to elevate him as a killer. But after SummerSlam, right after SummerSlam, you got to build somebody up to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, I know most likely it's going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns at next year's WrestleMania. I wouldn't book that. I would book that match for the Royal Rumble because they did it with CM Punk and The Rock at the Royal Rumble, which he eventually won the WWE title. But let's be straight up, they got to elevate somebody for that match. And for Roman Reigns, and I feel like the guy to elevate is Finn Balor. Now, Finn Balor basically got shit on in the build for this match, which I do believe was intentional. I feel like they're definitely going to be going back to Finn Balor, but knowing WWE, I feel like they're just going to book that match for a B-level pay-per-view or at a Survivor Series, which is going to be emanating from Brooklyn. But let's be straight up. I feel like WWE will eventually book a match with Finn Balor and Roman Reigns at a B-level pay-per-view. I would build Finn Balor up for the rest of the year. Just have him, build him up so well to the point where he gets over with the crowd. The crowd is extremely nuts for Finn Balor, knowing that he's the one to take the belt off of Roman Reigns. But, I mean, enough about that. Like, what are my thoughts on this match? This match is absolutely... The match with John Cena is going to be legendary. It's going to be amazing. I'm really excited to see what goes down in this match. This match is absolutely... It's going to steal the show. This match and Seth Rollins versus Edge is definitely going to steal the show at SummerSlam. It's going to be one of the best matches this year alone. Of course, one of my favorite match, in my opinion, one of my favorite matches of this year for WWE was Cesaro versus Roman Reigns. And I feel like this match is maybe going to top that match. I do believe so. I feel like the energy in the crowd is going to be energetic because we're going to be seeing John Cena in the ring again. And in recent years, John Cena has been putting up match of the year caliber matches. Like, one match off the top of my head is his match with AJ Styles at SummerSlam, and also his match with AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Or you could say his match with Kevin Owens at the Elimination Chamber back in 2015. John Cena in recent years has been putting on really good matches to the point where these matches were, main event level matches and really one of the best matches of the year for that specific year where he wrestled. And, I feel like John Cena is going to do the same with Roman Reigns. I mean, they wrestled a really good match at No Mercy back in 2017, but I feel like this scenario is going to be different. It's going to be amped up more because of the fact that, Roman Reigns is the heel and John Cena is basically trying to dethrone him, which we all know he's not going to be the one to dethrone him. I will be shocked if they actually put the title on John Cena. But what are my thoughts on this match? I mean, there's no question Roman Reigns is definitely going to be beating John Cena this Saturday. It makes the most sense, and it's the right thing to do if you want to elevate Roman Reigns more for that. It just makes the absolute perfect sense in my honest opinion. And then after that, who is he going to be feuding with? Maybe a Seth Rollins. And who else, maybe tease a match with The Rock, which we all know the match with Roman Reigns and The Rock is happening. We just don't know when. It wasn't even announced, but we all know that match is definitely going to be happening because it definitely plays a part in this whole tribal chief storyline when it comes to Roman Reigns. And I feel like, this match with John Cena, after Roman Reigns beats John Cena, it's definitely going to be elevating Roman Reigns from here because he's already at the top. This is the top, but he's going to be like right up here and nobody's going to touch him. And it's WWE's job right after SummerSlam to build somebody up for the rest of the year to try to take that belt off of Reigns because Reigns ain't holding that belt for a long period. I mean, he's probably going to be holding on that belt for a long period of time. Let's be straight up. And it's going to be great television, but let's be straight up. I mean, like, somebody needs to be built up in order to be on the same level as Roman Reigns in order to take that title off of him. And I don't think WWE has done that at all. But who do I think is going to be winning this match at SummerSlam? Your tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. He's retaining the Universal Championship this Saturday at SummerSlam. It's going to be a great show, maybe for the SmackDown side of things, but for the Raw side of things, the card is going to be garbage for the Raw matches, but the SmackDown matches are absolutely going to be killing it this Saturday at SummerSlam. I'm excited, of course. Don't forget, I'm going to be going live right after the pay-per-view this Saturday on YouTube. Be on the lookout for that live stream, and then also my next live stream is going to be right after the All Out pay-per-view. But let's be straight up about this pay-per-view. I feel like a lot of the hype for this pay-per-view is going to be dwindled for what's going to happen the night before. And it ain't SmackDown, guys. It's Rampage. And we got CM Punk coming in. And I guarantee you, once CM Punk shows up, I will immediately start filming my Rampage review and just going on a rampage, no pun intended, in a good way, talking about CM Punk. So, Yeah, I'm excited for this week. This week is going to be huge for pro wrestling in general for both WWE and AEW. Now, granted, for Raw, garbage, but really, AEW is definitely going to be taking the shine away from SummerSlam, but I still think SummerSlam is going to be a really good show. But, you know, with CM Punk coming in, I do have that belief that we're going to be getting a lot of CM Punk chants this Saturday at SummerSlam at Allegiant Stadium, and they're going to be loud ones. So, yeah, those were my SummerSlam predictions. Again, be on the lookout for my live stream this coming Saturday, right after the show on YouTube. And like, subscribe, comment down below on this video to see who do you think is going to be winning at SummerSlam, John Cena or Roman Reigns? Comment down below. Also, be on the lookout for me on social media on both Instagram and Twitter. Be on the lookout for my live stream. Subscribe to the channel for more content. And this is Broken Havoc from the Broken Havoc podcast with my SummerSlam predictions. Signing out.